What's happening, guys? We're back again. Where are we at? So, the door is back on the car, which I'm sure you're all glad to see. Firstly, right now, oh look at that, right, okay, so you cannot see because the door does not open in the right way. But the door is on, the rubber seals are hanging off, the loom is through the chassis, down here if you can see that. We're good to go. As far as I'm aware, helps if the compressor line is not in the way. But right now, the position we're at is the door closes. It bangs because there's no rubber seals on it right now. We'll get to that. As you saw previously, well, hopefully you saw previously, the solenoid set we bought to release the door wasn't strong enough because the door is too tight. So we have a package here, and this is our new solenoid kit. So I'm going to get this out now, and we're going to start fitting it up. I'll try and give you some explanation. So if anyone else is thinking about doing this, which is shaping the handles of your car, you're going to need a kit like this. Our plan is to wire a button into the mirror, so you push the button and the door pulls open. But I've seen a lot of people, even people who don't have suicide doors, they still put the button here, it pops the door, and then it just pulls open from the backside. So it works in either concept, but obviously I'm going to be fitting it to pull it open with the mirror. So first off, let's open this up and let's see the contents. Okay, so here's the new solenoid, here is the old solenoid. So as you can see, in comparison, this one wasn't up to the job. Now, same principle, okay, it's got a wire coming out of it. This plunger here is what retracts once, it gets power. What I've crudely done is I've connected up the yellow cable, which goes into the relay. So, as a demonstration, okay, so solenoid is on here. That's where you want to be keeping your eyes. Now, this is an earth cable that comes, this will go to chassis earth. This black cable here, which comes off of the bracket for the solenoid. So, this is the button that will effectively go to the switch, which will be in the mirror. So if I just plug that through there, so with these attached to the power, if you keep your eyes here, keep your eyes on so when I touch this, yes, it maybe jumped the first time. I think it caught this one. So that is basically what the solenoid does. They do supply you with a push button. So basically when you push that button, it will engage the connection, which will release. So let's get this mounted to the door and let's see if it works. Okay then guys, right. So let's just look at this side of the door first. I threw a bit of primer on it. It's not looking too bad, I've got to sort some way of, okay, well, you remember we welded this additional plate on? So that gives me somewhere to stick the rubber seal. So this side's, all in all, pretty good. The latch is in. Coming around here, obviously, here's the cable, here's the solenoid. You're gonna have to excuse the extremely dodgy bits of wiring, but all we have to do is touch this on chassis earth. And as you see, it's pulling it. This side of the door, also not looking too bad, but like I said, we need to sort these rubber seals out. I've just tried to tape that one in position so we can close this door. Okay. So, and obviously the rubber seals are back on the chassis, so let's kick this shut. Right, so we know that that door is securely shut. The cable I'm holding is the chassis earth. So, all I'm going to do is touch it on the door. One more time. Right, so this new solenoid is clearly strong enough. So what I need to do is sort this absolute mess of wiring out. So, I mean, pretty much, guys, that is how you wire a solenoid. So we've got these two here badly connected and heating up. They're going to the positive on the battery. This one here is a chassis ground off of the mount, which is going to the negative terminal on the battery. So basically these two here, three, are going straight to the battery. This one is chassis earth with a switch. So push the switch, earth the cable, pop the door. Simple as that.
You such a douchebag.
Got the vape guy. What are you doing, man? Vaping out.
Setting the scene. Smoke machine.
You should come out of the cloud and just be like, tonight,
Matthew. I'm gonna upset Kenny.
Right. We have been looking at wiring up the solenoids, and we've decided it's a waste of time if we run all of our cables through the car, because we've relocated the battery from the bay into the boot. It's a waste of our time. So we're going to pull the dash out next, because we want to run a distribution block so we can run one cable from the back into the front to give us a power source supply, and that is what we will connect both solenoids to. I lost my train of thought.
You should have said trunk anyway too.
I was going to say trunk and I thought, no, I said boot. Fuck, now I'm going to have to edit that shit in. I'll just do it again.
Because Kenny has built like 3 cars in his days.
Right, we've been looking at the wiring on the solenoids, and we have decided we're going to pull the dash out now, because the battery for this car has been relocated to the back. So rather than us running all our cables from the doors into the back, it's better for us to run one cable through and put a distribution block in where the fuse board is behind the dashboard. Because obviously both doors have a relay, there'll be other relays and other stuff going in. We'd like to keep it all in one place. So if we pull the dash out, we can get everything organised, everything set up the first time, rather than wiring it all into the back just to get it operational and then having to strip it all back out and do it again the way we need it. So I'm going to start on this door. Obviously I've got to weld this side and the rear side and get that one up to that level. But for us to pull the cables, we need the dashboard removed. So our next task is pull that out. Well, I didn't get the chance to film during the week. You can see by the amount of mess behind me that's now sat on my bonnet, and the fact that the original dashboard is sat here, tells you I got the dash out. Some of the other guys are on their way up here right now. Today's plan, we're going to get the solenoids wired in fully, because now the dash is out, we have easy cable access to get a new fuse board wired in. So what we've done, rather than just, temporarily wiring stuff up, we have a whole new fuse board wiring kit to put in. So that way all of the solenoid wires can go to this. And I even bought a relay box. So rather than just having a couple of relays randomly screwed in somewhere into my chassis, we will actually mount them properly and fully into a box, which will all be located behind the dashboard. So that will make that look a lot nicer. Now, during the week, while I took the dash out, I thought I'd have a little play around. Now I have announced on both Instagram and on a couple of Facebook groups, the plan for the interior involves a Mercedes S-Class interior. So, let me take you over there and show you how it looks. It's literally just been trimmed out, wedged in, but it's not looking too bad. So let me take you in there and show you. So, as I've just shown you, we got relay box, fuse board, soldering kit. We have 10 gauge, we have 12 gauge, numerous terminals, crimps. These are all of the heating pipes that came off the original dash, some of the other panels, just a load of crap, here we have the original dash, which is sat here with the angle grinder. Okay, and here's the money shot. So, how much better does that look? So, alright, it's not fully fitted. We've got gaps here, but obviously the A-pillar trim comes down. So, but now that it's in and it's behind the steering column, theoretically, it should work. So obviously I'm going to get the original trim that runs underneath with the clocks and the gauges and stuff. We'll get the center console. Now, most S-Class Mercedes are auto, but there is an area where, I don't know, there's a piece in the center console that will enable me to get the gear shift through. But, yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that looks. And I think it's a much better look. Now, we will have to, it's hitting here, not here. So, I'm about to trim this down, because we're going to have to create like a hybrid between this dash and that dash. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing for a little while. So, our to-do jobs, basically. I've got a dash to play with, more so I can just throw away what I don't need, so it's not just sat here in the workshop getting in my way. We're going to be wiring into solenoids. So once that's complete, I'm going to finish the welding to the door. This door, that one's pretty good, pretty done. Latch works, solenoids in. Once the button's in the mirror, that's all good. I'm going to sort out the rubber seals, so when the door's closed it seals. I'm not too worried about the seals on the roof and the B and the A pillar as such. The A pillar should be fine, it hasn't really been played with. The B pillar obviously is a custom seal that was made, and the roof, obviously we're still in construction, but I need the windows to operate and seal. So when the window comes up, it has to seal with the roof. Yeah, so that's pretty much what we're playing with. I'm gonna get on with it. Okay, so what have we got here then? Right. So I've removed the driver's mirror. The plan is to mount this small button into the bottom of the mirror over here. And what will happen is, when that button's pressed, it will send a signal down a cable, which will hit the relay, which will release the door. Okay, so we've got a bit more work going on. So obviously, look, we got everybody else is up here now. So Clive, Martin, happy. We've got the rubber seal back on the boot. We've started playing around with putting the rubber seal onto the edge of the tailgate as well. So if I now So we've got a rubber seal that runs all the way along this edge. Obviously we need to trim it and sort it all out, but that's what we've been playing with. So again, this side, the gap. I got a door over here on the bench. So I'm sorting all this welding out right now, cleaning it all off, getting it all fiberglassed. This one Need to sort all this out. Clive's over here mounting up a Pandem kit with duct tape.
That's one.
And a Scooby front end on his S14. Drop some comments if you want to see a little bit more about this one.
Fuck!
Happy's chasing the dragon.
And Happy's got his little wiring bench going on where, as you can see, he started to get one of the relays ready for the fuse box. So I'm probably going to start now, come back to this mess, pull this dashboard out so that we can start running wires. As you can see over here, this solenoid here is connected. It just needs all wiring back up. So that's where we are. Right, we got a bit of progress going on. Obviously, this door
The top line isn't that bad.
is now over there,
Do you know what I mean?
being ground down and welded and whatnot.
It's not terrible. I think these
Happy is pulling cables all across. What we've done,
And this one was not cheaper.
so this was actually my original number plate, part of my bumper. We've got mounting point here and a mounting point at the front here. So when this basically fits in this gap, bolts to the bulkhead, and that metal arm comes off of this bolt and supports it. So that's our relays and our fuse board, which will power for now just the solenoids, but it will eventually probably, I'll use these fuse points here for neons and other stupid crap. The power supply comes through from the front. What else have we been up to? Obviously the dash is now back out. We've got plenty of mess here. The S14 has a lot of panels duct taped to it. Not looking too bad. Obviously this door already been primed. Still needs work, but it's looking better. This one over here, obviously starting to take shape. Again, same with over on that side. Right, we're at the end of the day. I've blown down the engine because a lot of people have been complaining online because of all the dust all over my turbo and stuff. So, right, we've got a little bit of wiring. So obviously at the front, because we don't have a battery, we have a distribution block that is run off 0 gauge from the battery to the back. The red cable comes through, is fused, comes down here. What we've got here is fuse board and relay block. Over here, solenoid all wired up. We now have a button in the bottom of the mirror. I'm going to go around that side. Here we have Clive. Give it a demonstration. So this is how the door works. And that is literally it. Okay, so after that last demonstration on the other door, we've now moved on to this door, which, as you can see, we've done some smoothing work on the end. Solenoid is installed onto the door, just like the other side is. Pan across. We've now put the door back together, so the door card's on. The wiring now transfers down this tube and comes out underneath, which is how we're going to install a mechanism right here on the floor, which will enable us to spring load it so it can pull backwards and forwards as the door opens, because where it comes through is a foot away from the door. So let me just come round. Now, this one, we're now fully operational over here. So that's the door popped. And as you can see, the cable pulls out from there. So that's what we now have. And obviously, as you can see, the wire inside, when I pop this, I can't slam this shut now because this is what happens. So you see all that cable, it just starts folding in on itself. So until we have a mechanism in place to physically retract this, but that's how that one works. So we're now just wiring this one up. As you can see, getting everything together. And then we'll have that door fully operational. I'm just going to put all the rubbers back on, get it all sealed up, and then that will be that door fully working. And as you can see down here, here we have the fuse board we've created, which is carrying both relays and a new board. So we've got both sides of the relay fused, the 30 amp and a 5 amp. Right, so guys, we're all wrapped up for this vlog. I appreciate most of it's been about the door solenoids and obviously preparing the doors. As you can see, this one's left open. The end of this door still isn't 100%, but it's obviously welded, it's been filled. It probably needs a bit more prep before it's ready for, you know, finishing. Our cables are through. The doors are operational. I'm going to rebuild this door card now, which we'll probably get in for the next vlog. You'll see it's all finished off. And I'm going to play more with the dashboard now. Still waiting for my parts to create my roof latch, but I have today ordered everything I need to begin the mold process on that rear arch. So maybe not the next vlog, but the one after should be us creating a mold for the first ever time. So we'll try and run you with that experience and try and, you know, give it to you step by step, so that if it's something you want to try, hopefully you can learn from our mistakes as we do them. So yeah, come back for the next vlog. Cheers guys.